picture this. You're in hour 6 of back-to-back video calls. Your lower back is just absolutely screaming.
Oh, yeah, and your tailbone is completely numb.
Right, exactly. And you're desperately shifting around every 3 minutes, like just trying to find a single second of relief.
Yeah.
You're so uncomfortable that mid-meeting, you impulse buy a $500 piece of furniture.
Honestly, I think we've all been there at this point.
Yeah, well, welcome to today's deep dive. We are looking at a Mind Remix review of the Branch Ergonomic Chair Pro. And our mission today is to figure out if this premium mid-tier chair is your ultimate WFH savior or, just an overpriced rattling headache.
Because the reviewer's origin story here is just so incredibly relatable to anyone working from home.
It really is. Okay, let's unpack this. They literally dropped $500 while staring right at a client on Zoom just to escape this shooting leg pain.
It's like the ultimate act of desperation, isn't it? I mean, when the pain completely overrides the price tag, you stop looking at it as just a place to sit.
Yeah, it becomes like a medical intervention.
Exactly, a necessary medical intervention. But when this thing actually arrives in a massive 55-pound box, it doesn't just offer a nice cushion. It has an overwhelming 14 points of mechanical adjustment.
Right. Reading this, my first thought was that sitting in it on day one sounds less like pulling up to a desk and more like piloting a spaceship.
Or getting fitted for a custom orthopedic brace, honestly. You've got this 3-axis headrest and then these 5D armrests.
Wait, I have to stop right there. 5D armrests, I mean, that sounds like pure sci-fi marketing jargon. What even are the 5 dimensions?
I know, it totally sounds like time travel, but it basically just refers to the planes of movement. So they go up and down, left and right, forward and back.
Yeah, that's 3.
Right, and then they pivot inward and outward, and you can actually adjust the overall width of them, too.
Oh, wow. Okay. So with a headrest that does height, depth, and angle, I guess that's the 3 axes, right?
Exactly. You get a chair that conforms exactly to your specific frame.
Okay, that makes sense physically. But I have to ask, are 14 different adjustments just like expensive marketing overkill for someone who simply wants to sit down and type?
Well, what's fascinating here is what the reviewer calls the body adaptation phase. So if you've been slouching in terrible chairs for years, your muscles have actually been trained to support bad posture.
Oh, so your body's just used to being a pretzel.
Yeah, pretty much. So when you finally use all those micro adjustments to dial in the perfect ergonomic fit, sitting correctly actually feels completely wrong at first.
Wait, really? So the ergonomic chair actually hurts you when you first use it?
Well, not pain exactly, but intense muscle fatigue. Your core and your shoulders are suddenly forced to do the heavy lifting that they've been, avoiding for years.
That is wild.
But the payoff is huge. By week 3, that fatigue fades, and the reviewer noted that their shooting leg pain was 75% cured.
Wow. A 75% pain reduction sounds fantastic. So the chair just kind of disappears into the background so they can focus.
Yes, until you hit the chair's biggest flaw.
Right. Here's where it gets really interesting. The noise. The armrests strike again, right?
They absolutely do.
The very mechanism that makes them so incredibly adjustable also gives them this maddening rattle. Like every single time you type aggressively or shift your weight, it's just rattle, rattle, rattle.
Yeah, it's a literal noisy cost to that custom fit.
And it's not just the noise either. The reviewer noted the vegan leather starts wrinkling after a month. The seat cushion bottoms out against hard plastic after 4 hours.
Oh, and that fancy 3-axis headrest.
Yeah, completely useless if you happen to be under 5'6". Honestly, I struggle to accept that. I mean, $500 is a massive investment. Shouldn't a buyer expect flawless build quality without a rattling compromise?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it comes down to the physical mechanics of adjustability and really the realities of manufacturing economics.
How so?
Think about how those armrests work. For an armrest to move independently in 5 different directions, it requires multiple internal joints, sliding tracks, and locking mechanisms.
Right, lots of moving parts.
Exactly. And every single moving part requires a tolerance. That's a tiny structural gap that allows the parts to slide past each other without getting stuck.
Ah, so those tiny internal gaps are what's rattling when you type.
Precisely. And this is the awkward middle ground of chair economics. The absolute gold standard, like a Herman Miller Aran, will cost you over $1,200.
Which is a huge jump from $500.
Right. Those ultra-premium chairs use custom-tooled, acoustically dampened parts engineered to sub-millimeter perfection. That eliminates the noise. The Branch Pro uses off-the-shelf mechanical joints to keep costs down. They just aren't perfectly toleranced.
So you are basically getting 80% of a $1,200 chair's ergonomic benefits for 40% of the cost. But you pay the difference in ambient noise.
Exactly. It genuinely solves the core problem of back pain, even if it reminds you of its presence every time you shift your elbows.
So what does this all mean? To wrap this up for you, if you are working 6 to 8 hours a day at your desk and you value actual physical pain relief over having a completely silent, visually pristine piece of furniture, it's a solid investment.
I completely agree. You are buying structural value and pain relief, not absolute flawlessness.
Absolutely. But, looking at the sheer engineering required to make that happen leaves you with a much bigger question.
It really does. Because if we require 14 distinct points of mechanical adjustment just to physically endure an 8-hour shift at a desk,
Is the real problem our furniture?
or is it the fundamentally unnatural way we've designed modern work?
Wow. Yeah, that is definitely something to chew on the next time you're stuck in hour 6 of a Zoom call.